Hey there, folks. It's the E-Man here. I guess as you can tell, I'm going to be looking at Elden Ring. I would show video footage, gameplay footage, but I guess I just want to give my opinions on Elden Ring. I've played it quite a bit. I've played it quite a bit. I kind of have it on, multiple platforms, just because. I've defeated the first two major bosses, but it's complicated. There's a lot of bosses. You know. It's a challenging game. It was kind of weird to try to play other games while playing this, and I get like, well, I feel like they don't challenge me as much. A lot of people a lot of people don't like Elden Ring, and that's fine. You have the right to your opinion. I, on the other hand, kind of appreciate a game series that doesn't change everything, every game. I mean, maybe it's a little stale, this Dark Souls setup, but I don't know, I still like it. I mean, some developers, Horizon Zero Dawn, are mad, and I know that those developers probably worked their butts off making their games, but, maybe I'll, talk a little bit about that. I mean, I feel like the gaming industry is having some interesting problems. A lot of game companies seem to be getting bought by people, or they're selling off their stuff, or they don't want to make new games. They want to make all these remasters. I mean, I heard about Square Enix and whatever they're doing, and I just like, I don't know what they're doing. Square Enix could print money with all those IPs that they sold because they don't want to do anything with it. They want to make new games. It's like, I mean, I hope we're not heading for another video game crash where all these companies are out of business because it's too expensive to make a game. And I know there's supply shortages, PlayStation 5 shortages, the new consoles. I mean, I don't know if that has something to do with it. It's everyone's like struggling to figure out what they're going to do, or I don't know. In my opinion, I think Square Enix has so many projects going on. I'm unhappy about Final Fantasy VII Remake. We haven't even heard about a second part, yet they revealed another Final Fantasy game, and I don't know what they're doing. I love the remasters of great Square games, but I mean, they're not going to give us any new games or what? I don't understand it. Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake was the first part on PS4, and I don't know if we even have heard anything about the second part or even the third part. But, sorry. Let's talk about Elden Ring here. Yeah, Elden Ring is a game that's been made in kind of this weird avenue. Some people have an idea about how a game should be, and I think the whole industry is affecting this. But yeah, Elden Ring is definitely a great game. Um, it's challenging. You will die. Some people may not like it. It's kind of a interesting game. Well, basically, you have your melee fighters. Most of the major are melee fighters, but you can get guys that can use magic or swords. It's kind of up to you, kind of how you want to do it. Magic users, they say, is the easy mode, but I don't know. Well, magic users cannot take damage, so a lot of times I find that I run out of MP as a magic user and I have problems trying to find legendary weapons and armor. Yeah, I mean, I've played this game many times, and it's like I like playing it because there's the same challenge. Like no matter how many classes or whatnot I do or whatever, it's like no matter what classes I do, I kind of like it. The melee fighters, upgrade weapons, use magic, incantations. It took me a while to figure out the magic system. It's funny that I've had to go on YouTube a lot of times or other places to get information because, yeah, this game does not hold your hand. It does not tell you where everything is, and it was kind of good. I had to actually hunt down the information on where to go, what to do, which There haven't been many games that I've played like this. There really hasn't been. I don't know what's happened with the video game industry. You know, I appreciate games like Horizon Zero Dawn that have this drawing story narrative, but I don't know, some video games, new video games nowadays feel like they're supposed to be like a movie or something, and they're not really fun. They usually have nice narratives, but ultimately the gameplay just seems to suffer from that. They just seem to suffer from that. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I don't know what's going on. And I've heard rumors that the From Software companies, someone may offer to buy them. Why? From Software, I think, has made plenty of money off of this. And I think they have the, if it's not broke, don't fix it approach. Like, it's Elden Ring, some influence from, the writer of Game of Thrones, but it's just kind of interesting that From Software, a company they've been around for a while, but I've never really heard of them until now. It's just amazing that these small companies can make these, you know, a nice game and not have to spend a fortune on it. And then other companies are like, well, what the heck, we spent a long time making it, and I know that, but some people just get frustrated because they worked hard on their game, and then they feel like their game isn't getting praise and Elden Ring is, and it doesn't deserve it. But I appreciate anyone's opinion. I don't think anyone's coming at me if they say they don't like Elden Ring. I mean, you don't like Elden Ring, that's fine. I guess it's not for everybody. But I like the challenge. It has kind of made it tough. I tried playing other games, kind of like this. I even tried playing the new, let's see here, the new, like, the Demon Souls remake, and well, I think it's made by I believe it's made by the same, I think it's made by the same company that did Dark Souls or whatever. I'm kind of used to Elden Ring setup, so it's like I might have to play a different type of game to kind of, get the Elden Ring out of my mind because I get so used to how it is. You really have, even the weakest enemy, if you're not watching what you're doing, they can kill you. I've died so many times, either fall off a cliff, I wasn't watching what I was doing, or you just, sometimes I'm just walking around the world and all of a sudden I stumble into a powerful enemy that just kills you and you're like, what happened? You know, I've died a lot. I've quite a bit. And a lot of times I'm fighting a boss and I'm like, I can win, I just need to try one more time. And it's like, and yeah, I've had times where I've got tons of runes, you're leveling up thing, and then, I end up dying twice in a row, and then I lose all those runes, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah, and leveling up is interesting. I found a few key places to level up all the time. Yeah, I definitely suggest Elden Ring to people. There's a way to play a demo or something to see if you like it. I wouldn't suggest people go out and buy it. I mean, you gotta, go look up some other videos, people show gameplay, and make sure it's what you want to play. Some people may think it's a little bit like Skyrim, but I don't think that's really all that of a fair comparison. It's just a very interesting game. I think the Dark Souls games were very unique games. I mean, yeah, I know they are hard, but, I mean, I remember growing up, with the 8-bit NES, like Ninja Gaiden, games like that. Don't tell me Dark Souls is super hard and whatever. Try those games. NES games were really hard back then. Well, I think the Dark Souls games are hard, but I don't know why they're compared to everything else. I don't know if they're hard or as much as they are realistic. Well, I mean, let's be frank here. If in real life, if you're swinging a sword, you're not going to be able to swing it continuously. You're going to get tired. The stamina thing. I mean, I think Elden Ring and the Dark Souls games try to be a little more realistic. If you're fighting a creature, if it stomps on you, it's probably going to take you out and do some serious damage. It's like kind of the realism here. And everything that you're weak against, your enemy's weak against too. A lot of times your enemy will, they'll use scarlet rot on you or poison on you or, the bleed status on you, but you can use that against them as well. I mean, it's a very unique thing. Sometimes some enemies are just really annoying. They're not hard to kill, they're just really annoying. I mean, a lot of times those parts I keep getting killed because you get shot with exploding arrows, and yeah, some parts are kind of tough. But I mean, I think it just takes a while. Your character has to get beefed up. I mean, you have to take some time to level them up, get good equipment, and kinds of thing that I feel like I keep finding something new out and figuring out how to do it, because this game does not hold your hand. It really isn't. Does not hold your hand at all. A lot of it gives you somewhat of a sense where to go, but not that big of a sense. And there's always like some strategy to defeat a boss. I think it was like Radan, I think. One trick is to get the scarlet rot. But, every strategy you have to find certain items. And some of those items are hard to get or hard to find. I mean, this world of Elden Ring is just huge. I mean, this is like Dark Souls in an open world game. And I mean, it's huge. A huge game. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, they have a version of this on the PS4. I think they have a version of Elden Ring on just about everything. Except the Switch. I know, yeah, except the Switch. Kind of unfortunate. I mean, Elden Ring was a great game. Yeah. Yeah, I think ultimately if you're looking for a challenge, looking for a game that is a little bit different than most games you normally play, then you should definitely play Elden Ring. And as I say, this is my opinion. I mean, other people may not like Elden Ring. They may think that... So, my opinions are a little bit weird, but I've been around long enough to know I've seen, all kinds of games come and go, and I really think that Elden Ring is a game that really sticks with me, It's like, maybe I'll quit playing it for a couple weeks, but I always feel like I kind of want to get back to it, It's a unique kind of world in this game, and, perhaps it's an ultimate showing of, all the rulers in the land become corrupt and they shatter the Elden Ring because they don't want to share their power, and they all become corrupted, and, they all become corrupted and, and terrifying and mutating like creatures, and they've all suffered in some way, and they're all kind of like, you know, yeah, you kind of have to go and take them out and, reclaim the Elden Ring and like restore the world, because the world has become corrupted and messed up. There's no in this world you can't really trust anything. You really can't trust anything. Well, and what's unique in the game, you do have a sense that you are dead. I don't know. It's supposed to take place in the world between worlds. I don't know if you could say that maybe this is a kind of purgatory world or something. Kind of interesting. I mean, there's a whole bunch of lore to this game. It's quite impressive. Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, I always wish maybe they had done like a Castlevania game like this or something. Yeah, maybe not, but yeah. Anyway, I guess that's enough talking for now. Yep. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Probably would like to do talking videos about video games. Yeah, well, I mean, there's so many videos about gameplay, and I would rather just say my opinions. Maybe my channel is now just mainly opinions about stuff or things I have or whatnot. Anyway, I'll see you guys later on the next. I'll see you guys in the next. See you guys later.